Strong espresso this morning. The number one question that I get from people all the time. It is like nails on a chalkboard to me. Nails on a chalkboard to me. Actually, even before all of that, I had an Etsy store too. I was learning to knit because I was going to sell scarves on Etsy. Oh my God, I forgot about that. Strong espresso this morning. All right, cheers to my very first solo episode. Okay. I thought, what better than to get on here and talk about the number one question that I get from people all the time. Whether it's a real question, whether it's rhetorical, I get it all the time. The question is, drum roll. How do I do it all? How do I do it all? If you're new around here, I'm Kate. I am a successful entrepreneur. I own my own photography business. I capture weddings and families, I guess, across the world at this point. I'm internationally traveling to do that this year, so I guess I can finally say that I capture weddings and families around the world. That's kind of wild. So I'm a successful entrepreneur. I am married for, my math is so bad, 9 years, almost coming up on 9 years this year. So married for 9 years. We have 4 children, and I get asked all the time, how do I do it all? And the quick answer is I don't know. I slowly lose my sanity on a daily basis. I am constantly overwhelmed. My plate is overflowing, but I love it. I can't help it. So how do I do it all? Let's dive in. Drum roll. First things first, a support system. That is absolutely crucial. And if you live somewhere where you don't have family nearby, or you don't have that strong knit familial support, you can find it elsewhere. There's mom groups, you can make friends at your kids' schools, you can find support systems everywhere and anywhere, and you have to be okay with leaning into them. For me, I am very blessed that my mom is willing to honestly jump at the drop of a hat and come and help us all the time. And she is here minimum 2 days out of the week, minimum. I say minimum very lightly. It's usually more like 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 4 days a week. Because between all of the kids' after school activities and just their 3 different schedules that they have going on and the baby schedule, we're just all over the place. We are pulled in 80 different directions all the time. So to have her helping us is honestly a blessing. And on top of her, we have, my sister, my cousins. They do a lot for us as well. So we do have a really, really big support system that we lean into, or I lean into at least. And when it comes to Phil and I, we also heavily support one another and really work together in just making sure that we each have time for the things that we want to do or the things that we have to do. When it comes to my work, that's a non-negotiable. Those are things that have to get done. But yeah, and that, honestly, kudos to almost 2 years of therapy that we were able to find a balance that felt comfortable and fair. I think fair is the biggest thing, because I think fairness really becomes a tension point in relationships when one person feels like they're giving too much and not getting in return. So to come to that balance of equal and fairness, that was just a game changer for us. So number 1 is definitely leaning into your support systems. Number 2, This sounds crazy, but honestly, just finding something that you love to do makes it easy to find the time to do it. And that goes with everything. I love being a mom, so I'm going to find the time to be a mom. I love running my business. I love capturing people's wedding days and capturing family portraits and all the things. And so I'm going to find time to do that. I love doing this. I love just getting creative in different platforms and on social media and sharing our lives with you guys. So again, it just makes it easy to find the time to do it. So my personal journey in becoming an entrepreneur and becoming a wedding / portrait photographer was not something that was ever in my trajectory. I had no plans on ever becoming a photographer. It was never even on my mind. And it kind of fell into my lap when I took my first maternity leave. Because if you were new around here, I was a teacher for nearly 9 years as well. So I was juggling both for 6 years. We just were not in the position for me to be able to just walk away from teaching a very reliable, concrete job and financial stability for our family. We weren't in a position where I could just walk away from that and try out being a photographer. So I really had to grow my business and make sure that we were comfortable and in the decision, and that things would be okay, that my business was successful to where, our idea of what success looked like, because that's different for everybody. We have a lot of dependents in this house, clearly. So walking away without the financial confidence was definitely a huge determining factor for us. It was something that I always enjoyed doing. And then Phil kind of pushed me into the business aspect of it. And now here we are. So again, I think it just makes it very easy to fall in love with spending your time doing something that you enjoy. If you're sitting there and you're like, I want to start my own business, I just don't know what to do, try all the things. Try them all. Try it all. Try it all, try it all, try it all. I can't say that enough times. Before I even got into photography, I actually was in this mindset that I wanted to own my own online boutique. I looked into drop shipping. I got a business license. I had an online store for, I don't even know how many months, maybe like 3 months. And I was sure I was going to have an online boutique. And then eventually I would have a brick and mortar. As I started to purchase all of the inventory and things like that, I was reaching out to friends to see if they would model, friends and family, if they would model the clothes so I could take the pictures of it to get it up on the website. And that's when I realized, wait, I don't know if I love the rest of this. Of course shopping is fun. Of course buying the inventory is fun, but I don't know if figuring out how to push out this online boutique to consumers is I don't know if I enjoy that. But what I did enjoy was posing my friends and family behind the camera. I enjoyed taking the pictures of the models and then editing those photos afterwards. So then it became well, if this is the part that I like, why am I not just focusing on photography? So then I moved into photography. So actually, even before all of that, I had an Etsy store too. I was learning to knit because I was going to sell scarves on Etsy. Oh my God, I forgot about that. The Etsy store landed into the online boutique, which landed into the photography. So try it all. I'm so serious, you guys. Try it all. Something will end up sticking. It's okay to not enjoy the first thing that you try out, but it will lead you. It will lead you to where you have to go or where you are meant to be. And you have to wholeheartedly believe that. You have to wholeheartedly trust your path and your journey. Okay, the last piece of advice that I can give you, or the last insight that I can give you into how I do all the things that I do, is the one piece that actually drives me absolutely insane the most. When I start talking to people and I hear this out of their mouth, it is like nails on a chalkboard to me. Nails on a chalkboard to me. Nothing else drives me more insane. When people tell me, I just don't have the time. How? How do you not have the time? We have 24 hours in a day. Let's say you're one of those people that actually gets 8 hours of sleep, because I commend you. I commend you if you actually get 8 hours of sleep, because I'm aiming for like 6 or 7 over here. I'm lucky if I can get 8. But if you are one of those people that get 8 hours of sleep, if you're one of those people that claim that you need even more than 8 hours of sleep, sure. I'm not buying it. You can adjust. 8 is science, but that's fine. I'll give you your extra hour or 2. You're wasting your time though. But okay, anyways, if you have 8 hours to sleep, if you have to go to work for 8, you still have 8 hours in your day. You still have 8 hours in your day. I don't understand. Even if you take an hour or 2 for commuting to and from work, you have 6 hours in your day. 6 times 7, what's 42? 42 hours a week. That's a whole nother job. You have time for a whole nother job. 42 hours a week. Okay? You have to learn how to time batch and multitask your hours in your day. Right? When I'm sitting down in the morning and I'm eating my breakfast alone, by the way, because I wake up before my children so that I have uninterrupted time in the morning. But when I'm sitting down to eat breakfast by myself, I'm also planning my social media posts for the day, so that I'm not sitting at home. Like, I don't constantly sit at home and post immediately throughout the day. Some of those posts that you're seeing are so backlogged because I can't keep up with that every single day, right? There's only so much you can fit in those 6 hours, right? You still got to make meals. If you're a parent, you still have to parent. So you have to learn how to multitask these things. You have to learn how to prioritize. You have to learn how to just time batch and like stick to your time. If you're putting out 15 minutes for emails, you have to give 15 minutes. Get off of scrolling TikTok. Actually, it's probably going to do you all a favor that TikTok is leaving. Some of you. But stop wasting your time. You have the time. You're just not utilizing it right. You have the time. Okay? And this is coming from somebody who worked 2 full-time jobs, was raising 3 kids at the time, pregnant, married. Okay, I had the time. You have the time. Stop telling me you don't have the time. You have the freaking time. Okay? And also balance. Okay? You have to understand how to balance your day to day. Not every single day can I commit all of my extra 6 hours in my day, my 8 hours in my day to working. Okay, that's unrealistic. Like I said, right? I still have to parent. I still have to get kids to and from. I still have to get, dinners made and things like that. So sometimes it's meal prepping. Sometimes it's, I'm going to take so-and-so to dance class today because that's the 30 minutes I can sit down and do my emails for the day. You have to just figure out where that balance comes in and prioritize. That's it, and also you have to give yourself grace with the seasons that you're in. Like right now, I am not moving or doing things to the caliber that I wish I was. I do have so much more that I want to accomplish and do, and so much more that I want to bring to you guys, which is insane. It's insane of me. But there's more goals that I have in mind, but I also do prioritize my family, and I do prioritize that my kids are young and they're only going to be this young for so long. And one of the biggest blessings in being able to walk away from my full-time job teaching and working for myself full-time was that I was pregnant and I was going to have a baby and be able to raise our last baby literally day in and day out. And that is something that's very, very special to me, and it's very high on my priority list. So I am going to balance that and prioritize that and make that my number one. So all these other dreams and goals that I do have, they're going to happen. They're just not in this moment. So I really am priority shifting right now in this season, and seasons all look completely different. The way that I was working last year, the levels to which I was working and running things last year are not looking the same as they are right now. And they certainly were not looking the same right after I had a newborn. And they're not going to look the same mid-year this year. They're going to look extremely different when I have a 1-year-old on my hands who, is no longer nursing, or, I have that freedom on my hands. So you just have to prioritize in the seasons that you're in. So yeah. That, I think, is the gist in how I do it all. But you've got to give yourself a lot of grace, and you've got to also just believe that you can do it, because you can do it. Everybody is capable of doing all the things. You just have to give yourself the room to do it. So definitely lean into your support systems. Definitely find something that you love doing, because it's going to make it easy to do. And also, the last one, just balance and prioritize your time. Really, really, really prioritize your time. I mean, put your damn phone on Do Not Disturb already and get shit done. Okay? All right. Well, cheers to first solo episode here.